Hi guys. Well, we are going to start the second lesson. Okay, this is about the Earth relief. Okay, we are going to start making a review about the Earth structure. We have, or you have already worked about this because I sent for you some exercises. Okay. The Earth structure is very simple, okay? There are three main layers that you have to remember, okay? The first one is the crust, okay? The crust is the external layer, okay? We are going to go from outside to inside, okay? So the crust is the external layer, is this one, okay? Just this part, okay? And if you see from the space, for example, this external layer, if you see from the space the crust, you can see the typical image of the Earth, okay, with all the continents and also the water, okay, the oceans. So, what is the crust? Crust is more or less is a solid layer, okay? It's composed by rocks, okay? And in some parts is these rocks, okay? This floor of rocks is covered by the oceans, okay? So you have two main ideas here. This layer of rocks is the lithosphere, okay? And all the parts that are covered by the oceans, okay, is the hydrosphere. And in order to remember these difficult nouns, okay, you can think about it. Lithos, in Greek, it means rock, okay? Lithos es piedra en griego. And sphere is this idea, no? The earth, okay? So, hydros in Greek is water, and the same thing. So, there are two main parts in the crust, okay? I'm going to draw a little bit of this, okay? The crust, imagine, I need red. Imagine this is the mantle, okay? The second part, and I will talk about it now. This is the mantle, okay? On the mantle, there is a crust, which is a layer, okay, of solid rocks. Sometimes there are mountains, sometimes there are oceans, okay? So the crust is the layer where we live, okay? Everything that we know and observe is in the crust. So this in black is the lithosphere, okay? It's a solid rock layer. And sometimes on the lithosphere, there is the hydrosphere, okay? For example, here, I can draw here one ocean, okay? Or, for example, here could be a lake, and here another ocean, okay? I hope that you understand it. Then the second layer is the mantle. I prefer blue, okay? Is the mantle. The mantle is all this part here, okay? In red. The mantle is also composed by rocks, but in this case, these rocks are molten. So that means that these rocks are like liquid, okay? Why? Because there is a very high temperatures here, okay? And finally the rocks are molten. Es decir, la temperatura es tan grande que las rocas, que en el exterior son duras, ¿vale? En la corteza terrestre son duras, en el manto están fusionadas, es decir, están, ¿cómo se dice? Están derretidas, ¿vale? Es decir, todo eso está a una gran temperatura, el manto, y están derretidas. The idea of these molten rocks, it's called magma. Okay? Magma is molten rocks because of a very, very high temperature. Okay? What happens sometimes? Well, the magma sometimes have so many force, okay, that they break the crust, okay? They make a hole here, and the magma go with a very, very high force outside, okay? This is the magma. Okay, what happened? Well, in the outside, there are less temperature than here inside. So when these molten rocks go outside, because of the air, they start to be solidified, okay? Solidified, so empiezan a solidificarse. And then they are creating new crust, new relief, okay? Imagine in my drawing, this is the magma, okay? And here in the ocean, they achieve to broke the crust, okay? And go outside. And finally, with this magma is solidified because here there are less temperature, they create new relief, new solidified rocks, so new crust, okay? Well, this is because the internal forces, okay? The internal forces are here, okay? There is a very high pressure inside the earth, okay? Very high pressure. So these internal forces create new relief. Then this relief, for example, a mountain, okay? This mountain, with the time, with the force of the with the force of the air, and imagine this is water, the forces of the water, okay? This relief change. For example, with the air, with the pass of the time, okay, we have this mountain, but the air start to erosionar, ¿vale? Start to erode this mountain, and finally the mountain is little and little and little, okay? So this is the external forces, especially wine, water, and also vegetation. Sorry, okay? Well, finally, there is the last layer, okay? Just inside, okay? Which is the core, okay? There's two parts in the core, outer and inner core, okay? Uno más externo y otro más interno, pero en ambos casos es el núcleo, okay? The core. This is composed also by molten materials, okay? And in this case, molten materials, especially iron, ¿vale? Especialmente hierro. That is because there is magnetism in the earth, ¿vale? Lo del núcleo, lo del tema del magnetismo en la Tierra, de los imanes, todo eso, que a ver si en clase hacemos algún repaso de eso, algún ejercicio, pues tiene que ver con ese núcleo de hierro de la Tierra, ¿vale? So, three parts: crust, mantle, core. Corteza, manto y núcleo, ¿vale? Well, we continue. We are going to talk about the crust, okay? The first layer, or the most external layer, okay? The crust. Well, the crust is not something continuous, okay? It's not continuous. The crust is not... how to explain this? No es, imaginaos un huevo, ¿vale? No es como si fuese la cáscara del huevo, que está perfectamente, lo encierra perfectamente, ¿vale? Dentro del huevo tendríamos la yema y la clara, ¿no? Está la capa externa del huevo, perfectamente continua, sólida, ¿vale? Y dentro, pues está el pollito en potencia, ¿vale? No es así, ¿de acuerdo? No es continua, sino que está dividida en diferentes partes, ¿ok? In this case, there are different blocks, ¿ok? Imagine again, this is the mantle, ¿ok? El manto with the magma. okay? And outside, there is the crust. The crust could be a mountain, could be the ocean, okay? I am going to draw it very well. But this part, this block, for example, finish here, okay? And sometimes there is a space, and then there is another block, okay? And then there is another one, but it's not continuous, okay? Each block, each part, it's called tectonic plate, okay? And all of them float on the mantle, so they are moving, okay? Sometimes they move in the same direction, okay? Two blocks, two tectonic plates, okay? Then, if they collapse, okay, this part and this part collapse, they create new relief, okay? For example, a mountain, okay? You have this information here. All this theory is called the theory of the continental drift, okay? Which in Spanish is la deriva, la teoría de la deriva continental. ¿Qué significa, por ejemplo, que un barco va a la deriva? Pues que un barco no lo está conduciendo nadie, sino que lo está llevando el viento y el agua en la dirección que ellos quieren. Eso es lo que le pasa a las placas tectónicas, ¿vale? Se están moviendo constantemente y a veces chocan y a veces se separan, ¿ok? The creator of this theory, okay, is this guy, Alfred Wegener, okay? You have to remember this name, okay? And how he was able to create this theory? Well, because he observed the Earth, okay? This is our Earth. If you observe some parts, for example, if you see the relief, the borders of South America and the borders of Africa, you can see that perhaps they can, ¿cómo decirlo? Encajan perfectamente, okay? They are like pieces of a puzzle, okay? And Wegener thought, well, perhaps in a moment, in the past, okay, they are well together. These two parts were together, okay? There are also other evidences that make Alfred Wegener think about it, okay? And we are going to study it in another lessons about evolution, okay? These evidences were plants and also animals, okay? That were similar here and here, okay? So they thought, okay, some in the past, okay, these two parts were close, were part of the same thing, okay, as you can see here. And they thought finally, okay, the idea is that hundreds of million years ago, all the continental masses, okay, all the solidified continents, okay, were together, okay? Think here, a lot of million years ago, okay? All of them were together and made a supercontinent, only one continent, okay? That it was called Pangea. If you, in order to remember this name, okay, Pan in Greek is everything, todo, ¿vale? And Gea is earth. So, all the earth together, ¿vale? And well, this is the idea. At the beginning, all the continents were together and then they start to be separate, okay? Until today, okay? The Earth today. Nowadays, the continents have this shape, okay? But remember that the tectonic plates are always in movement. So we don't know, or you can imagine, million years in the future, okay? This will not our map, okay? This will be different because all the continents nowadays are also in movement, okay? So, well, that's all.